guys, happy Tuesday. Hope everyone is doing well this Tuesday afternoon. I don't know about you, but I was very looking forward to watching Candace Owens yesterday live for her to do her mini part series dive in of Erika Kirk. And when she posted a video of the trailer series saying that it's going to be pushed until Wednesday, which tomorrow, I'm like, I was like, man, I was waiting for this whole time, and then she had to bump it back until Wednesday, and I'm like, okay, so I can wait. I have patience, I can wait. But what she posted, that trailer, unbelievable series that's going to release on Wednesday, oh my gosh. So let's just watch together, and let's watch the series. I mean, the trailer, excuse me, and then we're going to go from there. Take a look.
Has died after he was shot from a nearby building
after being shot at Utah Valley University.
The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
Cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
I didn't even give him a kiss goodbye.
That young man, I forgive him.
Take your time.
Erika Kirk has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
My husband's dead. I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
It's weird to say excited.
Describes her husband's funeral as the event of the century. Merch, hats.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered and throwing merch out.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
Zionists, the Prime Minister of Israel, all lied through their teeth about Charlie Kirk.
Her operation was in Constanta, the epicenter of Romania's trafficking scandal.
These are conversations to have with a 15-year-old. I'm going to touch your butt.
$8.6 million to their own shell company. What is going on?
We have nothing to hide. My aunt used to tell me, never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
Wow. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait until tomorrow. And this series is just going to be amazing, you guys. And I have seen Candace Owens' series before in regards to Harvey Weinstein, Kamala Harris, Brigitte Macron, and it's just explosive. And I don't know about you guys, but I have this feeling, okay, that this series is going to be so explosive that a lot of people are not ready for this. Not ready for this, including Erika Kirk. She's not ready for this. I bet she's pissed. I don't know. Is she pissed? Or she's just like, oh, no sweat off my back. No sweat off my back. I'm not gonna worry about it because God has this. God got this. Even though we know some stuff about Erika Kirk, but do we really know the full story of her? Do we know the real story of her background? We really don't. Even though a lot of things have been exposed about her saying that she never dated until she met Charlie, which that was a lie. That she didn't receive, Charlie never received that text messages about that he had this feeling that someone was going to kill him. That was a lie. Among other stuff too, that she can't even give a whereabouts or a whereabout where she was at on September 9th. It's just crazy. The lies that just keep piling up. You know, she's been on reality shows, movies, and stuff like that. It's just the lies that she's been saying, and then the truth is coming out. And it's just crazy that I know at the end of the day that Candace is going to get a lot of endurement. She will get a lot of endurement from a lot of people. She's going to get a lot of backlash. Like, how dare you, Candace? How dare you talk about Erika? She's grieving. Why would you say this about her? Why would you expose this? But people don't know. It's coming. Whatever Erika is hiding, it's coming. Okay? Revelations is in the Bible. It's coming. Okay? Because Erika made it seem like she's a squeaky clean woman, that she didn't have a past. Like, she didn't date anyone except for Charlie Kirk. She was just clean and a good girl. And like I said in my previous video, everyone has a past. No one's not perfect. People make mistakes, but to go and lie, say you never drank when you actually did, you never dated when you lived in New York for 5 years in the city, which you did, make it make sense. Why lie about it? Just tell the truth and say, listen, I did this. I was stupid. I was young, just like all of us. In our 20s, we done some stupid things, okay? But that we own up to it. That's not who we are today. And for her to lie about it and not tell the truth, to me, it doesn't sit well, okay? Now, we all remember, this innocent man, Charlie Kirk, was assassinated in front of everyone, okay? Whether you like him or you didn't, he didn't deserve to die like that in public for everyone to see. He didn't deserve that, okay? That was her best friend, okay? Her best friend was publicly assassinated. So why not for her to investigate? Because our government is not doing it. The police is not doing it. The FBI is not doing it. They gave us, bullshit narrative that doesn't make any sense. So, and no one's not covering it because everyone believes that they got the shooter when none of it made sense. And I stand by this, and I'm going to stand by this until the very day. Do I believe that Tyler Robinson had some type of involvement in it? Yes. Do I believe that he was the guy that was that pulled the trigger? No, he wasn't. There's too many inconsistencies of the story, and then the FBI is trying to cover it up and spin this narrative. And the crazy thing is, this whole cover up is real. They're doing it in real time. That we actually see what they're doing and what they're lying about. It's not like it's in the 60s and then they can cover it up. There's social media. People had tons of phones and video, the whole incident that day, from different angles. And on top of that, in that university, there was cameras around. Cameras everywhere in that campus. So you can't fool the public. You can't fool people and say, well, this is what it is. This is what happened. And that's when there's a lot of holes in your stories. There's a lot of holes that doesn't make any sense. And then for you to lie about it, that makes Candace very suspicious, rightfully so. And for her to ask questions. But think about it. Put your feelings aside. And if this was your best friend who was shot, okay, and the FBI or the police officer who's investigating told you this bullshit story that doesn't make sense to you, even though you have no experience in law enforcement, you have no experience of anything, but you have common sense. And they try to put you down when you ask questions and when common sense check in. You get what I'm saying? And so we got this. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're saying. We fully are investigating this. We know what we're doing. And to antagonize you or to make you feel like you're dumb and stupid for asking questions or telling a particular person, what you're telling me doesn't make any sense. It really don't. It really doesn't, excuse me. So that's what Candace was trying to do and trying to make sense of this, because everyone was lying about the whole narrative because none of it made sense. And people are attacking her. Don't forget, they were lying to us. They lied about everything, the FBI, and they covering up in real time. So I don't know about you, but I am excited to watch this tomorrow live, to talk about it afterwards, to give you my perspective and my opinion about the show tomorrow. And I'm just thrilled. I'm delighted, and I can wait for another day, just like everyone else is waiting. But I know everyone was like, oh, they were really hoping for yesterday, but unfortunately, she had to put it back until tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. So stay tuned, and we're going to dive in tomorrow live with Candace Owens and hear what she has to say about Erika Kirk. And I know Erika Kirk is going to be watching too with her team, Andrew Colvett and her lawyers and among other people. And we're going to see who is Erika Kirk. Moving on, you guys. Now, I was watching Piers Morgan's show yesterday or the day before, and he had Jeffrey Epstein's brother on a phone call, Mark Epstein. And, Piers Morgan was asking him questions about his brother and his whole, not him, but his brother's involvement, running a sex trafficking ring and his murder, saying that they're saying that it was a suicide, but his brother's saying that it was a murder, someone killed him, that his brother definitely did not kill himself. I just didn't like when Piers Morgan asked Mark, and I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm going to let you watch the entire video, and I'm going to give you my perspective. But I just didn't like the fact when Mark said, well, I I only care about my brother's autopsy, and I care about what really happened to him. I really don't care about the other stuff. And I'm like saying to myself, my guy, even though you didn't have no involvement in your brother's sex ring operation, and he was molesting girls, having sex with underage girls, and human trafficked them with his other elite friends. And yes, I want to make this very clear. He didn't have no involvement in it. He probably was not aware of it. But how can you not have any sympathy or empathy of the victims and the survivors? How can you say that's not your problem? And that's the thing I can't stand when people say, well, it's not my problem. I don't care. Stop talking about the Epstein. I don't care. And to me, it makes me sick to my stomach because it's not happening to your children. Then who cares about the victims and the survivors? But if it did happen to your children, God forbid, then you want outrage from the public to be on your side and to protest or whatever. But since it's not your kids, you don't give a shit, right? Which you should care, because your children are the new generation, okay? When we're no longer here on this earth, they're going to be here, okay? So we should care. We should care. We should put these people accountability for that. Because I was told and I heard videos of Epstein torturing children and young women. How can you not have a heart? How can you not be sickened by that? That's just absolutely disgusting and cruel. And we should enforce the behaviors to the elite men out there that's doing this to young children. And for people to say, I don't care, it's not my problem, it have nothing to do with me. We should be focusing on gas prices. We should be focused on housing prices. We should be focusing on food stuff. Okay, that's important too, but we should be focused on the children too. The children are innocent here. Why we can't be focusing on that? Why we can't enforce bad behaviors to these people who's having sex with underage girls? It's a sex crime. It's disgusting. We should care about that. But no, because it's not your children, you don't care. But I bet you if it was your kids, you'd be outraged. You'd be outraged, you'd be in the media and doing God knows what, making a scene to be heard. But since it's not your kids, who cares, right? Who cares? It's not your problem. It's not your problem because they're not your children. But it should be your problem because what if, God forbid, if it was your kids? What then? Then you're going to say, oh, you did, and then you just want people to tell you to your face or on social media, it's not my problem this Mrs. and Mr. Miller daughter or son was sexually abused, sexually assaulted. It's not my kid, so why should I care? Like, no, you should care. You should be outraged because you never know, that could be your child in that situation. And we should be talking about it. We should hold these high elite men accountable for what they did so this never happens again. Because again, your children are the next generation, and there's laws, and they're not doing it. Even the UK, they're following the system. They're arresting former Prince Andrew, among other people. They're doing the investigation. But why here in the United States they're not doing that? Make it make sense. Why in the United States they're not doing it? But UK, they're taking action. They're taking action. They're making it work. But us, we're not doing it. It's a shame. They're allowing these perverts, pedophiles, predators run among the streets, molesting young kids, abusing them, torturing them, but it's okay. It's okay because they get a free pass. But anyway, I'm rambling on because I'm just so disgusted and upset by people saying that they don't care. It's not your problem. It's not their problem. You should be more focused on the economics. We should be more focused on other stuff except for the children, which children are innocent and beautiful, and it's God's children. But we shouldn't focus on that because that's not important. It's not important and it's not my problem, basically, which it should be your problem and everyone should care. But take a listen to Piers Morgan talking to Mark Epstein about his brother and how Mark Epstein don't really care about the victims or what his brother did because, in layman's terms, in his own words, it's not his problem. Take a listen.
Brother of perhaps the most notorious person in America.
Well, my life is fine. I'm just getting a lot more calls from journalists and ask for, these kind of interviews. And I've told people I only talk about Jeffrey's death because I found that when I answer questions about anything else in the files, whatever I say gets misconstrued to fit somebody's agenda. So I no longer answer questions about the things in the files, which I really, to be honest, don't care about. I wasn't part of any of that. I'm not named in anything. And, you know, and if anyone's in the files or something.
Pause. Right, he is correct. Even though he was not a part of it, but your brother did something horrible, despicable, okay? And you should be outraged of what your brother have done. You should condemn your brother, even though your brother's dead, and I believe that someone took him out, or someone faked his death. He didn't kill himself. I'm telling you right now, he didn't kill himself. But for you to say you don't care and it's not your problem, you should condemn what your brother did. There's proof. There's tons of emails what your brother have done for over a decade, and for him to say it's not his problem, it's disgusting, and he should be ashamed of himself for saying that. Let's continue.
Something that's supposed to be getting into trouble for something. I have nothing to do with that. That's their problem, not mine. I don't want to be cold about it, but I have my own life. Look, trust me, it would have been a lot easier for me if I thought Jeffrey committed suicide. I could have then, you know, mourned my brother and went on with my life. But instead, I'm right.
But when you say, yeah, sure. But when you say you don't care about the files, I mean, I presume you mean because you're not directly accused of wrongdoing in them, which is completely correct, and you shouldn't have to justify something that doesn't involve you. However, your brother is obviously, there's so much stuff in these files which exposes him as an appalling human being. My question for you would be, how much of this is new to you? I mean, do you even recognize
like I said,
what you're seeing from your brother?
Jeffrey and I were not. I didn't see him for 7 years before he died. Although we were always in communication with phones and emails, so I didn't know what he was up to. A lot of the stuff come out is surprising to me. I wasn't aware of a lot of stuff, and I'm going to say, like with him, even though he's my brother, that was his problem. And now that he's dead, it's not his problem anymore. So again, unfortunately, I really don't care, to be honest with you. I'm concerned that my brother, whoever and whatever he was murdered. That's my concern.
But you care about the victims, I presume, of your brother.
These are the questions I don't get into. Have a good day.
Okay. Well, extraordinary. Not a difficult question to answer.
Agreed. Not a difficult answer to answer. Not a difficult question to answer. Extraordinary, like Piers Morgan said. Extraordinary. It's utterly disgusting. He's only concerned about his brother murder or death. Excuse me. That's the only thing he's concerned about. To find out what really happened. Like he's ever going to find out, because they cover it up so good. They're not going to tell him the truth, even though he hired other medical examiners and other people to. He's never going to find the truth, because the FBI, the CIA, our government, they're good at covering things up. So good luck, Mark Epstein. And I have to say, Mark, you're disgusting, okay? Even though you didn't have nothing to do with it, even though you haven't spoken to your brother for 7 years, but you were still in communication with him over the phone, you should at least condemn your brother, what your brother have done. You read the emails, you seen them, you seen the video. At least say my sympathies to the victims. He could at least said that, but no, he didn't want to say anything, because he don't want his words to be misconstrued. Just be very clear to the people that interview you. This is what I'm saying. Don't twist my words. Yeah, a lot of people are going to do that. A lot of people, when you interview someone, they're going to twist your words. They're going to misconstrue of your video content, whatever. But you make it very clear. You make it very clear and let them know what you're saying. But for him to say that he doesn't care about that, that's not his problem, that's not his business, this is what people are saying now. So you don't care about your brother or among other people having abusing children. You just don't care. And to me, that's utterly disgusting. You have no soul, okay? Because children are innocent. They're innocent and they have no voice to speak. We, as an adult, have to stick up for children and speak for them, because they don't have a voice. They don't have a say. And for him or anyone else saying, I don't care, it's not my problem, it should be your problem. But unless if it was your children, then it should be our problem too, right? Because I know if it was anyone else's children, whether you were famous or not, I would still care, because these are children. I would still stand up for the parents that their children were suffer or was abused by a predator. I would care either way, whether you're famous or not, because at the end of the day, it's children, innocent children that didn't deserve this. Doesn't matter. They're human beings. But again, if it's not your kid, who cares, right? It's not your problem, but it should be your problem because you just never know. You never know. Doesn't matter if you're rich, you're poor, you're famous, you're not famous. You never know. You can have a predator next door to you. You're gonna have a predator at your job. You're gonna have a predator anywhere at the park. You just never know. And we should all care and stand up and say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And that's it. And instead of saying, well, I'm going to turn my back and I'm just not going to say anything because it's just not my problem, which it should be everyone's problem, that we should stand up for children and stand up what's right. And I made it very clear in all my videos, there's not going to be arrests made. There's not going to be any arrests made in the United States. I just want to make that very clear. But I know Nancy Mace in Congress, the Congresswoman, she's pushing that. She's pushing something to be some arrests made, some investigation among Thomas Massey and Ro Khan. They're all pushing, for transparency, some investigating, some arrests. But I'm telling you, and even Nancy Mace said it too, there's not going to be any arrests. No one's not going to be arrested here in the United States. Everyone that was involved with the Epstein sex trafficking ring, they all getting a pass. They already had a pass anyway for a long time, for decades. They were all silent. They did not say anything because they learned how to keep a secret. Maybe they were being blackmailed. Maybe deals were made before Epstein was dead and whatever. There's not going to be any arrests. With Trump still president, and you have Pan Blondie, and you have Kash Patel still there, they're not going to do anything. The woman won't even release the rest of the files, okay? She said, that's it, we're done, it's over. When she knows who these men are, and she's not going to prosecute them, and she's a lawyer herself. I don't understand. She should be disbarred. I don't understand how she's a lawyer. I don't understand that. You're protecting the criminals. Anyway, I don't know I don't want to get hyped up. I already said what I needed to say last week and the week before. I'm just disgusted in our government, how our government is run, how they're letting these pedophiles run loose and abuse more children as we speak. They're abusing them. And they're saying it's okay. It's not our problem. We got to worry about other stuff like wars, other stuff that shouldn't matter. Basically, children. Children doesn't matter. Children are just disposable, basically. That's what they're saying to us. Children are disposable. It's not our problem. We need to focus on more stuff, okay? And it's utterly disgusting. Anyway, you guys, that's all I have to say about that. But again, I cannot wait until tomorrow to watch Candace live and watching that series about Erika Kirk. Boy, if I was Erika Kirk, I don't know. I'd be hiding underneath the rock, or I know she's pissed. I wish I was a fly on that wall in her house, because I know she's probably outraged. And she's very curious to what Candace cooked up and what Candace have to say. And I have to say it's going to be explosive, and I cannot wait to see it, you guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow on the next live. Take care. God bless, and I will see you.